D-Lo 404 Boxing. All right, so Steve Kim on ESPN. Y'all know racist Steve Kim. He made Shawn Porter his pick for the most underrated fighter in the sport of boxing. And in this article, he talks about Porter and his fights with Ugas and fights with other top level fighters. And I'm just gonna go ahead and try to get into it. This is what he said. Kim said, Porter, he's my pick. He is not the most stylish or elegant boxer. He's not the type of guy that during your free time you go on to YouTube and look for his highlight reel. But he is very much prime state, not just sizzle. Just look at his career. His record is 33-1. That's 30 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw, with 17 KOs. And he is a 2-time welterweight title holder. His win over Dylan Alexander earned Porter his first belt in 2013. He also has victories over Paulina Malignaggi. Excuse me, I'm going to say it the way he said. He said Paulie Malignaggi, Adrian Broner, Andre Berto, and Danny Garcia, who he beat to win his second world title in 2018. But if you look at his losses to Kell Brook, Keith Thurman, and most recently Spence back in September, this all bolsters his claim. All 3 of those losses were close, hard-fought affairs. Around here or around there for Porter, and you can make the argument that he's very close to being an undefeated fighter. On the other end of the spectrum, to be fair, the Garcia victory could have gone either way, and many believe Porter was very fortunate to get a decision win against Yordenis Ugas. Regardless, the point is that no opponent has ever had an easy fight against Shawn Porter. Now, that's something that was the end of it. And that's something I'll second, that every guy who's ever got in the ring with Shawn Porter, win or lose, knew they were in a fight and had a tough outing. I will even go as far as the wins, losses, and who he could have won against but didn't. I did personally, when I watched the fight live, I had him beating Keith Thurman. Okay, but that was a fight that could have went either way. There was nothing to argue with in terms of the decision going to Keith Thurman. Danny Garcia fight, I had Danny Garcia winning, but again, nothing to argue with there. Shawn Porter, deservedly so, got the nod. I wouldn't say his fight with Kell Brook. In my opinion, I felt like the Kell Brook fight was a clear win for Kell Brook, but it was a hard-fought contest. Shawn Porter clearly got a clear, easy win over what's the kid that he fought before? What's the kid's name? My goodness. He got a clear win over Adrian Granados that wasn't close, but in my opinion, it was a closer fight than what the scorecard read. Got a clear win over Broner as well. So, with that being said, I feel like, and there's a lot of other guys too, a lot of other fights on there on tap. As far as the Ugas fight, I felt like it should have gone to Ugas, but to me, it was a wide margin for Ugas. But that fight had a lot of close rounds, and the close rounds went to Porter. So there again, it is what it is. But that said, I do think that Shawn Porter gets his credit for being as crafty a fighter and as harder out as he is for anyone. I think in terms of being overrated, maybe underrated. Some people may underrate his skills. Some people may underrate his technique, or may not think he's the most aesthetically pleasing fighter to watch. But in terms of Shawn Porter being underrated as a boxer, I disagree. I think Shawn Porter gets his credit for being as good a boxer as he is. I think it's been well documented, the guys that he's fought and beat in the amateurs. It gets talked about very often. I think Shawn Porter definitely gets his due. If anything, I think he's right on par. I wouldn't say he's underrated or overrated. I think Shawn Porter's the credit given to Shawn Porter is right on par, in my opinion, with exactly where it should be. I mean, people talk about resumes, and that's Shawn Porter, one of the first people whose name comes up for having a great resume in this division. So I have to disagree with Steve Kim in terms of Shawn Porter being underrated, but I will say that Shawn Porter is underappreciated. I don't think boxing fans appreciate Shawn Porter for how good a fighter he really is, and I myself have been guilty of that. But that's all I got to say on the subject. D-Lo 404 Boxing, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. I'm out.